Good afternoon. My name is Cedric Turner. Welcome to the second episode of Business Talk with myself, Cedric Turner. As I stated on my first broadcast, my mission is to use my podcast to share the truth, creativity, encouragement with listeners while nurturing and inspiring them. And in doing so, help make our communities a thriving and productive place. The goal is to provide a value and support to current and future entrepreneurs of all ages who have a desire to begin, develop, and run a business. Today, my guest is Mr. Kaluha Malachi, a native of Knoxville, Tennessee, Tri-Cities, the owner and operator of Flex Auto Glass. Let me tell you the story about me. I'm going to tell you how God works. God works in mysterious ways, and I'm a firm believer in it. Malachi was our driver. He was our Uber driver. And I started talking to that good brother, and I always prayed that, Lord, we got to find a way to reach our young adults. We got to give them a trade, give them something to want to come to school for, give them something to want to strive for. And guess what? God blessed me to meet this good brother. So without further ado, I want to just let him just take it from here. Mr. My man, Kalu, take it from here, please, sir.
All right. How you doing, everyone? Yeah, I'm Kaluha, the founder of Flex Auto Glass and Headlight Restoration, LLC, formerly based out of Buffalo, New York, now headquartered in Houston, Texas. We also have on the line our VP of Operations, Cherokee Rubin, as well as our marketing director. And we're looking to do is 120 cities, 30 states to be able to give young men a way out in the automobile industry and the glass industry in particular, teaching them on repairs such as what they call rock chip repairs. It's actually called a combination brake, bullseye, or a star brake. And those brakes are throughout the cars. Before you get cracks in your car, you will be having those type of scenarios that actually makes your windshield crack. So she's came aboard the business, and we're looking to grow in many cities and states. And the next phase of the operation is to be able to make Memphis, Tennessee, the headquarters for the training facility, and two aspects through the school curriculum of the state of Tennessee, as well as Flex Auto Glass doing repairs and replacements and recalibrations. I got my studies out of Delta Kits, which is our supplier. We've also connected with Auto Glass Academy and Equalizer, which is a brand that we use for parts, as well as we have a glass distribution network with Pittsburgh Windshield and Glass, which is PGW, and it's all solidified. Currently, we also have brands such as Enterprise that we're servicing throughout the United States that we have to fill positions. We have Alamo, National, and U-Haul of America. It's already been formatted. It's already ready to go, but we just don't have enough technicians throughout the United States that look like us to be able to fill these roles. So this is the reason why I created to give young men and women, if they're wanting to be a part of it, an avenue so that they won't have to ask someone for a job. Because a trade, I've learned that when you have a trade, no one can take that away from you. So that's why I figured that staying in my lane with the glass business, and if you count around the country, it's only for so-called African Americans that own glass businesses throughout the United States. And I'm friends with two of them. One is currently in Birmingham, and the other gentleman is in the Virginia, DC area, the DMV area. And the other guy I have officially met, and he's in Chicago. So, but that's basically it. So we want to bring more of our people into this type of industry, be able to raise a nation of people and be able to do some wondrous things together. And now I'd like to get our VP of Operation, Miss Cherokee, to explain who she is. and the where she come from and her collegiate level. And I yield the floor momentarily.
Good afternoon. I'm Cherokee Rubin. I'm the Vice President of Operations for Flex Auto Glass. I came aboard about 1 year ago. Kaluha shared with me his vision to build a community of self-sufficient trade holding citizens. And that piqued my interest. I'm an educator by academic training, but my career was spent as a business developer in the healthcare industry. I actually semi-retired 7 years ago. So the strength that I bring to the company is looking for opportunities for the human element in the company, and also helping to create and develop business opportunities for the company. So those are the roles that I'm working in currently for the company.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for that, Mr. Kaluha. You touched on, first of all, congratulations on taking on such a huge task and giving back, because giving back, it cleanses your soul, and what you are doing is amazing. I'm gonna go back to earlier. You said something about the CTE. CTE and all the educators out there. CTE is a program that's launched throughout the states across the country, throughout the United States. It's called the Career and Technical Education. And according to the Tennessee Department of Education, they are really pushing this program very hard. Mr. Kaluha, your program
Yes.
actually shed light on partnering up. Let's give you an example for the Memphis and Shelby County city schools. You can actually introduce that program with the students to encourage them to want to earn a trade, to want to do something, be something in life. Because I'm gonna tell you something, I'm pretty decent with math, but roughly, if you did what 5 windshields, I'm gonna say 5, 6 windshields, you can make what roughly $500 a day, and 500 times
No,
20. Go ahead.
actually, it's a little more than that on the
Okay.
windshield side. The
Okay.
windshield side, five
I'm talking about
replacement a
crack. I'm
day,
sorry,
push
crack.
around.
I'm sorry, cracks. The cracks.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir. I
the
apologize.
the repair side, if you're charging a rate let's say $80,
Okay.
whether it's out of pocket or insurance, that's $400 right there a day, and that's $2,000 a week, 6 days. It's 2,400 a week. So when you do the mathematics on just doing 5 repairs a day, it can easily get you a $10,000 a month just to start, and that's over $100,000 a year. And those numbers vary if you have clients coming aboard, and those numbers vary if you just have friends and family. Just know that you do the business. I mean, people get rock chips every day. It's 200. It's 2,700,000 vehicles on the road daily that need to be repaired.
Go back to what you said
And
earlier. You just
each
don't have the technicians or the talent in order to service the needs of automobiles, correct?
That's correct. That's correct. It's the shortage in the industry, in the windshield industry, of technicians across the United States. You got to understand, when we're talking shortage, we're talking, let's say, RVs that need to be serviced. Let's say brands such as Enterprise, which is one of our clients. The car rental facilities. You have police departments, fire trucks, ambulatory services. All of these vehicles, when that little ding gets on that windshield, whether it's a combination brake or a star brake, moisture and heat and water cause it to expand. And once it expands, becomes a long crack. And the long crack, once it gets over 18 inches, it's compromised. So the insurance would rather get that ding, so-called fix, the star brake, and opposed to replacing that whole glass. So that's why it's very important to fill those type of roles. And the repair side of the business, one of the biggest conglomerate corporations in the United States, which is Safe Flight, Did 2.8 billion just in the rock chips repairs, not including the
Hold on.
replacement side.
2 point, sorry, sir. How much? 2.8 billion?
2.8 billion. 8 billion.
Wow.
That's correct.
Wow.
So what I'm saying to you is that they even have a hard time, and they are the biggest in the United States in the glass service, getting recruits for just the repair side and trained and whatnot. I was a part of them for 16 weeks, so I know how intricate the glass business is, not including recalibrating new model cars, which they call ADOS, not including windshield replacement. These are certain things, these are safety mechanisms to the vehicle. So when a windshield goes out and it has to be replaced, insurance don't want to cough up that $1,800 for a Lexus or a Mercedes, or the $1,600 for a Honda, or they'd rather pay that $100, $120, $150, or $200, Safe Flight Gets and any other company, to repair than to replace. So it's a win-win situation when you have the manpower that we're going after for the students, the youth, to be able to give them an avenue. We have a thing set up where they can actually be a partner of Flex Auto Glass as a 1% shareholder. We want to go to multiple markets to bring this concept for our people. We're talking generational wealth. We're creating an avenue for people to actually be industrious in the United States and to be able to help other ones get to the next level and whatever entrepreneurial spirit that they may carry.
That is awesome. That's awesome news. So go back to the insurance company. So that's guaranteed money when you repair,
That's correct.
replace a windshield, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, great. Okay, so that is like you said. I see why it's a $2.8 billion. But you know what? With your expertise, sir, and your leadership and your team, I don't see no problem. So right now you are in. Where's your headquarters, sir?
Well, the headquarters is in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
I've been here 2 months, going on 3 months now, and I started out in Buffalo, New York. Okay, that's where I first got my start in the business, and I just left Knoxville, Tennessee, about 4 months ago. I established the business there as well. I got one technician in Knoxville, so we want to be able to make your part of the country, Memphis, as the training facility headquarters. And 2 phases. The first phase, it'd be for the school, correct, for the state of Tennessee, and then we will have another smaller division for students coming around the country.
Mr. Kaluha, I'm gonna go on right now to tell you or ask you. I will be a partner with you. I'd be glad to be a partner with you any way I can to bring your concept to Memphis to actually give these kids
Right.
something to live for, something they can actually be proud of, that they can show their children, and they can pass it down, that we can show that, hey, we can do the same thing, but do it better. So I want you to let you
Right.
know, Ms. Cherokee, to know that I'm in, count me in. Whenever you can get here, let's talk about it. I just want,
Okay.
you to your knowledge, your expertise, and show these kids the trade, because that trade, like you said, it's very untapped, and we need to get them more involved with the trade. Because I was doing one with the restaurant, so I'm on a restaurant tour, and I want to bring them in and catch them in high school to kind of bring them in as an internship, but everybody don't want to be in restaurants. So now trying to branch off and give them an option. Now we got another option for them, and we just continue to build on that together, because we can get through this. We have to do this. We got to do it together, and we all,
Right.
if we come together as one, we can make this happen, and it's gonna happen because God said so. I didn't say so. You didn't say so. God, he did all this. He did all this for a reason. How we met you, how we just met
Right.
you, talked to you, and how knowledgeable you are about the business, and how you went through the training process and the whole nine. So I want to let you know I'm very happy to have you on today. So
Thank you.
let me ask you this then. So For a person to get involved, I mean, what do they have to have? Is it a certain training program they have to be in so many weeks, or can you kind of elaborate on that? Let's say, for example, we get a group of kids. Let's say we start off with 2 or 3. So do they start off in?
Okay.
Okay, just the thing.
The training aspect part is a twofold part. Actually, it's a 3-step part because I have implemented headlight restoration. That's a bread and butter. That's something that I actually love and adore the most about the business model is because at nighttime, people drive in their vehicles and they think that because they have a lot of haze, which is called oxidation on the lenses heavily that are yellow, they can't see about 50, 75 feet in front of them and it could cause hazards. So we restored those headlights back to factory like conditions. And that class right there is a 2-day process class. Now, when it comes to the repair side, it's a 3-day process because we don't want you just to know how to repair. We want to be able to give you the reason whys, the whens and the wheres, because it's tricky. It's like you can see that it's an impact point, and when you go to shoot the resin to flow down into the brake, the line might not come out. So it's little tricks to that trade that you know how to get it as blemished as possible. That is going to be 3 days. Now, as far as the replacement side is going to be a month because from front to back, they have to be able to understand when you're dealing with pinch wells, which where the glass sits at. It could be corrosion. It could be cause the car to go to a body shop to actually put a new frame in that part of the where the glass sits. You got a lot of urethane practice that you got to make sure that those gaps are filled correctly. You got to understand when you're taking a part of the windshield, what we like to use is a Viper tool with our brand equalizer, that you're not cutting into the seams, and that seam damage can cost not $1,000. We're talking $4,000 or $5,000 just to get that repaired. So that's a little longer. We want to carry that a little longer, maybe a month out to 3 months, because in order to really get it, you have to be actually repetition and practice and over, and not only understanding what you're doing, but the book work behind it. It's gonna solidify why you're doing what you're doing. So, the training class I went through um with Auto Glass Academy a few years ago, they didn't they didn't have recalibration in place, which Flex will be bringing the recalibration aspect to the glass part, because we're not just dealing with um older model cars, we're dealing with ADAS recalibration, lane departure warning, which means that either it's going to have to be driven for 15 minutes, which is called a dynamic recalibration to the windshield. This is a part of the class. It's going to be a little longer. To the static. The static is when the car sits there and targets are based around it. They have to know these ins and outs. They have to know why this measurement has to be correct and exact. They have to know exactly where to be able to fine tune errors, because once that car, the customer gets back into that car and they drive off, we would hate for that windshield to fly right back out and not recalibrate it correctly, and it caused a major accident and one of the sensors go out on the other parts of the car. So that's the reason why the class from the windshield side, the repair side, and the headlight restoration side all have different time frames. It's not just like you just come in 2 or 3 days and then you just know what you're doing. No, it takes repetition of practice. It takes understanding what you're doing, the when, whys, and hows, and things of that sort.
Wow, that's intense. But I get,
It
what?
is.
Hey, listen, you appreciate this, and you may not. I used to have that oxidation on my. That's what you call oxidation on your front, your headlights. You know what I did one day?
Yes.
I put some toothpaste on.
What?
I put some toothpaste on it and let it dry. Can't wipe it off.
Uh,
It worked a little bit. You can.
right.
Hey, I tried. I tried, but it didn't work. But that's intense. You know what? It's very intriguing to hear what you just told us about this, about the industry. You would never think that industry was that huge. But then when you think about it, every time I go to Safe Light, they come in to me, it's either days or weeks, or I got to wait for hours to get my vehicle. So I'm pretty sure now I can see where you're coming from, and it's definitely it's very untapped, and we need to get a lot of us.
Absolutely. Let me say this about the headlight aspect, because I didn't get a chance for the viewers to really understand why I love it so much. I did a job for Duncan Motors, which is my biggest client in Buffalo, New York. He had a black Audi. I showed the pictures on TikTok, and he said, "Hey man, it was a European guy." He says, can you get this haze off my vehicle, because I had went, to try to solicit the client." And he said, sure. I said, sure, let me give you a demonstration on what I can do. All right. So I did the car for free. Okay. I wasn't looking for him. I wanted to show him my work ethic and my work.
Mhm.
Well, suffice it to say, he called me back 2 days later and says to me, "Oh man, you did such a wonderful job. I sold that Audi. I had been sitting on my lot for 6 months. And are you able to take on 3 dealerships? And I run 25 to 30 cars a week through you." That's what got me started into getting into the glass aspect part, because every time I see the headlights done, I always see the dings in the windshield. And on many cars, I said, "Oh man, this is a major thing, because if you're doing one oxidation, and we do charge $150 $45 service fee, which is $195. So if you do two, let's say one car, well, let's say 5 cars in one day, which is doable in 8 hours. That's $1,000 a day, bro. That's $20,000 a month for a person. Don't though headlight restoration side. So if but you have to have the skills. You have to have. It's problematic. But car dealerships ain't gonna make money if they're like, when people see a car and it's got that highly oxidation on that glass. Well, guess what? I'm gonna steer away because I don't like how that car looks. And then to be restored is saving it from coming out of the landfill. So it's a lot of different little things that I've learned in the business to help people, help them understand and appreciate the value in something. Whereas we just look at things and say, "Oh, it's just an ugly car," when it can be, really nice looking, etc.
Great, great. Thanks for that information. I got a question for Miss Cherokee. Cherokee.
Yes.
So let's say we once we get everything started in Memphis, and you behind the scenes, right? So we gonna need your talents to come front. So would you be willing to train that person that's gonna work in the office, or give them the tips on what we can do to make them successful in this industry? Can you kind of shed some light on that, please?
I can absolutely train anyone. I can teach an old dog new tricks and a new dog more tricks.
Yeah, I'll use that. Okay, I like that.
Thank you so much. No, I am wholeheartedly committed to seeing Flex flourish and become a staple for generations to come in our communities. I want our office staff and those who are learning the back office and onboarding and the HR components to be a well-oiled machine. I want them to give the same professional representation that was shown to me from the onset by Kaluha on how he wants the brand represented and what he wants the brand to look like in our communities. So I'm more than willing to make sure that everyone who comes into the company is well trained and shares the same vision and is willing to carry the torch from behind the scenes in making Flex Auto Glass a staple in the auto glass industry.
got a question for you. So do you guys use like a proprietary software that give estimates or something that you can keep up with appointments and things of that nature, scheduling?
Yes, we have all of that in place. Absolutely. We have those tools in place. We wouldn't want to give trade secrets out to give the brand name, but we do have that.
You don't have to. Just talking about, in this case, right now we live in a, for an example, let me explain the first guest I had was Mr. Thompson. And both of us, we are franchisees. So with that in mind, you are actually an independent owner where you don't have to abide by a system. We do. So in that case,
Right.
we have a proprietary system where we use to track an inventory, from inventory all down to scheduling to what the whole nine in the industry. But with you, that's why I brought it up because they're gonna want to know like, oh, how we scheduling? Do we, we're not using the old school, how you schedule back in the day, but you do have some proprietary that you have or you created that you use to do that, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great, great, great. So we need to know that is good information to have. Uh, Mr. Kaluha, like I said, it was a breath of fresh air to meet, brother. I didn't get a chance to meet Mr. Cherokee, but I'm pretty sure you guys make an excellent team. And Memphis, get ready because we've about to light Memphis up. We're gonna start in the community called Westwood. That's the community I grew up in.
Yes.
That's a
Okay.
community that we're gonna bring back to life. We're gonna bring that community
Okay.
back to life by what? We're gonna educate our kids. We're gonna get them off the street and show them a trade so they can be
Right.
entrepreneurs. They can pass on to their children, so forth, so on. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I'm gonna be honest with your sister. When I went to Westwood High School, something, I wanted to go. My parents sent me there for education. I get it. But what kept me coming, and I used to love going, was the band. The band I love is something that kept on saying, you know what, I couldn't wait to sixth period to go see Mr. Abel so he could just fuss all day at us. But we had fun. It gave us something to do. Same thing with this trade. Same thing. This going to be incorporated with that CTE program with the school systems. If they don't want to do it, we can do it. We don't have to, but I'm pretty sure if we go to the right parties, Dr. Figgins, I'm talking to you. I want to meet with you. I want to bring Mr. Kluwer in. And I want to bring you guys in to talk about this because it's something that needs to be talked about. I mean, it's something that each state, I'm talking about a lot of states are pushing this. Mississippi, Tennessee, Texas, they're pushing it. But guess what? No one is stepping up to the plate for the challenge. So guess what? Mr. Kaluha, Mr. Cherokee,
Yes. Yes.
hey, count me in. I got my hand up. I'm ready for you guys to come
Right.
to town so we can get this party started. Okay.
Absolutely. Let me add on to something what you just said
Absolutely.
about that network. Me and Cherokee was speaking, I think it was about a week or two ago. I want to say about a week ago. And she was saying they had that program here in Texas. She told me, she said, they got a work thing, and I forget what exactly name it is because I'm not from Houston. I know they had something. I was working with the Urban League because I got a connection with 26 Urban Leagues, but I didn't know that the state of Texas and the state of Tennessee had a program that
It's called
offered
throughout the
that type.
it's the same thing throughout the country. CTE. It's the same name. Same thing.
Oh wow,
Yes,
wow,
sir. Same thing. And it's something, like I said, it's career technical education, CTE. And a lot of educators that's gonna listen to this, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I was talking to matter of fact, I just told you about it, Dr. Trent,
right.
and he's the principal at Westwood. And I said, listen, what are you guys doing with that shop building down there? I'm just talking. I know a lot of things got to go through the approval process, and we just talking, right? Certain things you got to talk about it. You got to talk, not only talk about it, you got to be about it. You got to back it up with action.
Right.
If you're not about
Right.
actions, I'm a man of principle and action. So I said,
Right.
what you guys doing with that old shop building? I remember Coach Wilson, he taught us shop, and we used to love going to his class as well, but it's something they're not utilizing.
Right.
Can that be utilized? I know they got Southwest Votech and all. They got something called Southwest Votech. I don't know what they teach there anymore. It's a trade. I
Right.
know they do, but they can use that. They can use that as a training facility where you can train these kids, train them
Right.
up, And listen, I'm telling you, if they can make this type money, I know they'll do it. They just need to, God,
Right.
they need to see more of us doing it. You know, they don't see
Right.
enough of us. We roll over, we roll over on certain things. Just like I told you earlier about, about the swimming pool at Westwood Community Center. That pool been closed for 7 years. Guess what? If the Westwood community don't stand up and stand up now for it, I think they are, what I was told. And I apologize
Okay.
if they're doing it, but we need to be down at the next city hall meeting when this pool gonna be repaired.
Right.
Because like anything, they need a place to go. They don't have a place to go for the summer. And guess what? That could be a little resource for them now. You training them now. Okay.
Right.
So I think this is a valuable what you're doing, sir. And,
Thank
and
you.
continue to pray for you and Miss Cherokee and your business, sir, that
Right.
we can continue to talk about it and be about it. And I know we are.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Okay. So anything else you want to add? I just want to say in closing, you know, you don't meet a lot of people, but when you pray about it, you pray about it hard, God will lead you down the right path. He will show you, He will put people in your life. That's the thing. He would do it. But
I
you got
bear
to want it.
witness.
You got to want it. You got to stay persistent and consistent in everything you do in life. I'm talking about from business down to personal. I'm talking to a lot of people now. We're just not talking to business people, even though that's my goal. But we're talking to people in their professions. We know we get down. We
Right.
all get down. We all get
Right.
down on life, on ourselves. But guess what? That's why you need the encouragement, the inspiration to get up and fight another day. Because it's always God. When God wake you up in the morning, it's always another chance for another day to make a difference in this world. And I know what my
Right.
calling is. You know what your calling is, and Miss Cherokee don't know what her calling is. So guess what?
That's correct.
Let's band together, stay together, and make it happen. And let's not take
Absolutely.
no for an answer. We cannot take no for an answer going forward. It's got to be yes, because there's some positive that's not only going to change our community, but it change communities out through the world.
Absolutely. That's what the mission is.
Amen. Amen, guys. Thank you
Absolutely.
guys so much. Miss Cherokee, can I know we kind of talked a lot. Anything you want to add? Because you are a definite asset to Mr. Kaluha, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. In closing, I just want to say I'm looking forward to impacting the world, one community, one family at a time.
Mhm.
Economic empowerment helps to bridge the gap. Economic empowerment can only come with education. We have to be able to take the technology, we have to be able to take the skill set into the communities that need it most. We have to be a part, we have to want to be the change. We have to be the change that we want to see, is what I'm saying. So if we don't pick up and bring it into these economically disadvantaged communities throughout the world, we can't expect someone else to do it. We have to answer the call. And thank you so much again, Sedrick, for having us. We appreciate you so much, Mr. Turner, for taking the time out of your schedule to hear about Flex Auto Glass. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Listen, guys, count me in. If God's will, I'm gonna see you guys
Yes.
soon. And like I said, you hit the nail around the head. Education is powerful. And like me, the guest before you guys, Mr. Thompson, he was
Yes.
an ex NFL football player. We
Right.
talked. Education is powerful. He had his degree, so he had a backup plan. He know football wasn't gonna last forever in his life, so he had a backup plan. He fell back on his business, his entrepreneurship, and
Right.
then guess what? He's a licensed realtor as well. So what you said everybody can't be a rapper. I can't be a
Right.
football player, even though I tried, but I got knocked out, and I said, forget it, I'm going into the band. I said, I'm done. So everybody
Right.
can't do it. So somebody got to be, we got to have good stewards to lead us to where we're trying to get to. We got to get out there
Right.
craft talent, because guess what? It's a
That's right.
lot out there for all of us. We
Right.
work together, share knowledge. We
Right.
got to share knowledge. We can't be afraid to share things, because I'm telling you, when I got started, I said this on my prior podcast. I went to a lot of entrepreneurs. Guess what? They shut the door in my face and try to help me. I didn't ask for money. I just wanted some guidance. So we got to share
Right.
this knowledge because, like I said, Miss Rita, Miss Cherokee, I'm sorry, knowledge is powerful. You know,
That's
and
right.
banding together is powerful. Being one is powerful.
That's right.
Okay. So I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm gonna be looking to see you guys. I'm looking for you to see you soon. So you just let me know. Check your calendar. And guess what, guys? Hey, Flex Glass is coming to Memphis, Tennessee. Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
Thank y'all
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all so much. Y'all have
Thank
a
you for
blessed
having
evening.
us.
Okay. Thank
You
you all.
too, and thank you
All
for
right.
having us.
All right. Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Well, that was a nice, very nice interview with that gentleman, Thor and Miss Cherokee. They really shed light on a lot of things about the auto industry in general. But I really, really wish that we can attain that CTA program, you know, with the school system. If not, we'll figure out a way. But we really need to really assist with training our kids. Train. I think this was an awesome interview. I hope you guys share it. I hope you like it. I hope you know that I'm doing it. You know what my mission? Mission is to encourage and inspire others to uplift our communities. Because if we don't do it, guys, nobody else going to tell you right now. If you waiting on the next president to do it, good luck to you. They're not going to do it. We got to be willing to get up and do it ourselves. Because we don't do it, like I said, no one else going to do it. Thank you all for tuning in. At the bottom, I'm going to send out a link with this, with Mr. Kaluha's information with Flex Auto Glass. So if you want to look up his information on YouTube, he has a lot of bagging. He has some attorneys and different followers that's bagging him in his business. So it's gonna be really big. And like I say, count me in. I'm gonna be part of it. And I want to see I want to start trying to get to some young adults right now today that's interested in joining forces with him and want to learn the trade. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.